Alright, awesome sunny day today. I don't think there's any way it should rain today. There's probably a lot more grass and trees growing their leaves now, so let's see if we can get some of those views as well. Okay, this is growing really fast. I was reading in this today, it says Southwest gives $5,000 checks to passengers on flight 1380. It relates to that story the few days ago where for some reason the jet engine blew up. It says some passengers aboard Southwest Airlines flight 1380 received a $5,000 check after a deadly engine failure that led to an emergency landing in Philadelphia. And it says the incident of the person says Jennifer Riordan almost got sucked out of the plane. Passengers dragged her back into the cabin, but she died at a Philadelphia hospital after the plane made an emergency landing. In a letter to the passengers, the airline expressed sincere apologies for the fatal incident and included the check, said Kamai Siwadu, who was aboard the flight. And it says he was one of the 3 passengers who received the letter, and it says here, according to this, "We value you as a customer and hope you will allow us another opportunity to restore your confidence in Southwest as the airline you can count on for your travel needs. In the spirit, we are sending you a check in the amount of $5,000 to cover any of your immediate financial needs. In addition to the money, passengers will also receive a $1,000 travel voucher," the letter said. The plane's engine had undergone a visual inspection 2 days before, the airline said. If you were in that situation, would that amount of money actually make you at ease now as a result, or at least help? I would imagine most people would still be pretty terrified after an experience like that, regardless of how much money you get. Well, it's kind of funny, this collapsed tree, the leaves are still growing on the branches. That'll look kind of interesting as the days go on, I guess. There's a row of turtles there. Interesting random catch. I've never seen that before. Just a bunch of turtles just lined up. And I read this article again. It's one I've seen before. I mean, it says stuff like, "Can I legally shoot down a drone that was hovering over my house or my backyard property?" It says, "Mike Brown of Springfield wants to know, is it legal to do that?" And he said he called Mike to make sure he wasn't considering taking up arms, and fortunately he doesn't have like a gun or anything like that. But yeah, the answer in general is no, you can't, because this is in the US and the FAA, I believe, they treat a drone just like an aircraft, so no, you can't shoot it down. But it always makes me wonder, why is it the first thing that comes to your mind, like shoot the drone down? I mean, if you're worried about things like privacy or you think it's doing something dubious, then there's probably other means to do it. Like, for example, maybe there's an authority you can contact as opposed to you trying to do it yourself, because who does that? I'm just thinking, like, just say with the vehicle, for example, you might not like the guy sitting there or whatever, but I don't think you shoot them, right? Like, if you think they're doing something suspicious, you contact the authorities or something like that. It just makes me wonder why everyone's the first thing is, can I shoot this? I guess in a semi-random piece of news too that I read was kind of related to, I guess, people taking things in their own hands. It says here, RCMP investigates after BC parents hogtie alleged child predator stream it on Facebook Live. A Port Alberni couple could be facing charges after they filmed the takedown of a 28-year-old man they say came to their home to have sex with their 13-year-old daughter. Hogtied and face down on the ground, the man's image was streamed on Facebook Live for everyone to see. So say here, they tackled him and strapped him and called the police because earlier today, when I asked the police to come here for this meet, they said no, the mother said in the video. The mother told Global News that the frustration pushed her to take action against an alleged child predator. "I went to the police and I asked them to come with me," she said. "It's not my job, it was theirs. That's why I gave it to them to deal with it." The parents said they tried for 6 weeks to get Port Alberni RCMP to intervene and eventually staged their own sting on a man who allegedly sent nude photos and sexually charged messages to their daughter. Not surprisingly, I was expecting this outcome. It said when police arrived to the scene of the takedown, their attention quickly turned from the man lying on the ground to 3 people, the parents and another person who put them there. Quote, "You're all being detained for assault right now," an officer is heard saying in the Facebook Live video. "I'm sorry, so put your hands behind your back, all 3 of you." So in that case, because they took matters into their own hands, it's kind of ironic, basically, if that guy is proven to be the quote predator, where they basically busted them doing it. Unfortunately, the people that did this to them, they're gonna get arrested because it's assault, according, I guess, to the laws and stuff. It makes sense on the book, but doesn't make sense overall. So 2 really different scenarios, but would you think in either case, one is okay to take things into your own hand, whereas the other isn't? It's kind of crazy though, the fact that they caught the alleged guy to do that stuff and they got arrested for it, but that's kind of expected with what's written in the book, I would assume anyways. I would think for the drones and stuff, like in terms of flying over the property, I would assume most people are trying to capture the views, like the sunsets or sunrise or whatever. And I think the only way to be sure, like they're specifically going for you, is if they say landed within like range of your property, like literally, like maybe like 10 meters or less, like in the air within your backyard. It's a little different, but now when it's all the way up there, that's more about paranoia, in my opinion anyways, from what I've seen. Definitely this little kid was walking by, or on the bike rather, and he saw the drone, he's like, nice drone. Are we there yet in terms of everyone actually just sharing this space and not making a big deal about it? Like here, you have everyone sharing this space everywhere. Funny thing, I was actually getting messages from this app, like an email. It says I was the top 10% of the walkers on this app. Makes me wonder if people actually turn it on when they use it too, because that's a little too fast, isn't it, to be on that type of list? And I just started using this recently. Alright, see you guys later.